Hello everybody, Killatia here. Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with Killatia. And this time we are checking out Sonic Frontiers here. We are playing the Xbox Series X version, but it's also available on the regular Xbox One, SX, then PS4, Pro 5, and also the Switch and PC version. And I do have to say this right off the bat. Sega has always had this real fascination with experimenting with 3D Sonic games, even when they have like the right formulas. Sometimes it's a huge hit, like Sonic Generation. Other times they don't land flat on their faces so badly they have to get like a crane to dig them out of it, like with Sonic Boom. And most of the time they don't end up somewhere in the middle, like with Sonic Forces. And with Sonic Frontiers, I'm not going to say it's as good as Generations, but in a way, it's definitely in the right direction and an improvement over Sonic Forces. Anyway, let's dive right into the gameplay footage and head deeper into the review. So Sonic and his friends, noticing the Chaos Emerald were veering towards a mysterious island, go to investigate it, but once they arrive, they got separated, with Sonic only really coming out on top, while the rest of his friends are in this weird in-between, like, the best I can describe is like ghostly appearance, and an island full of mysterious creatures, including giant Titan-like creatures, and Sonic must explore all aspects of this island to free his friends and to uncover the mystery of this island. Without spoiling too much, I will say that the story here is probably one of the better stories in any Sonic game. Not the greatest, but it's kind of enough to get my attention in this game. Not to mention the interaction that Eggman has with his basically computer-generated daughter. It's cute and heartwarming at the same time.
Out of this digital dimension?
As for the gameplay, a lot of people would like to compare it to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I think the much fairer comparison would be to, like, say, Simpsons Hit and Run. Now hear me out here for a second. Instead of like one huge world Sonic can run in, they're like smaller worlds with their own storylines and aesthetics. For example, Amy is in this grassy plains trying to solve a love story, while in the next stage, Knuckles is in this desert area trying to help a military troop in need. Now before I continue on with the gameplay, I do have to say that this game is absolutely gorgeous. Like, huge open ranges, the environments are very well done, and if you're playing it on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, or on the PC, you even have the ability to play this game at 60 frames per second. All the other versions of Sonic Frontier are kind of like down at 30 frames per second, but you're still going to get a good looking game no matter what version you have. Now granted, the Switch version is probably going to be the least good looking version, but I would say it's still a pretty good looking version considering what's powering the Nintendo Switch. Now there are plenty to do in these open world segments, like playing like simple puzzles to unlock more of the maps, to collecting Coco to increase your attack, defense, speed, and green capabilities. But the two main missions that you have to do are collecting the memory chips to restore the memories of the island, and the fast-paced cyberspace levels. Now, if you play any of the previous Sonic Dash-like games like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, or even Sonic Forces, you'll be right at home with the cyberspace levels and frontiers. Now they all show the 4 main mission objectives you need to get keys to unlock the Chaos Emeralds, but the most fun you're probably going to have is trying to get that S-ranking exploring the nooks and crannies of these levels to get the quickest time possible, making you feel like the Sonic the Hedgehog you know you can become. Now, I understand that before Sonic Frontier was released, there was criticisms about the cyberspace levels being more or less rehashes from the earlier Sonic Generation game. Well, it is obvious that Sega did use some assets from Generations. The level designs and the cyberspace levels were different enough to say they were not copy and paste jobs. I mean, they're still challenging in their own right, and I have no issues with them. Okay, once you clear up your objectives in the cyberspace level, once you unlock the cages, the Chaos Emeralds, you'll be able to harness their powers and become Super Sonic to take down these big titans. And I gotta say, outside of the cyberspace, this is probably the most exciting thing you'll be doing on this island, being this super powerful golden hedgehog, flying in the sky, beating up these larger-than-life boss battles. Oh yeah. Now the rings are basically going to be the tiny ring battles, and in my first battle it was a little bit challenging to get them done with how much rings I have, so you definitely want to farm up some rings before taking on these boss battles. So, speaking of rings, I would have to say that reward for doing some of these missions in the open world are probably the least likable things. Now, they're not bad, but I wouldn't call them good either. For example, every time I try to increase my ring capabilities, or how much ring I can hold, they only go up by 5 rings each level. Which may not be bad, but remember, most of your rings are going to be in the boss battle, and if you don't have enough rings, it is going to be a tight race to defeat them in time. So I would like the rewards to do some of these side missions to be a little bit more on the rewarding side. But I will say that fishing with Big the Cat was a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was gonna be. As a matter of fact, you know what? For the rest of this video, we're gonna go fishing, boys! So anyways, I do find Sonic Frontier to be a very solid entry into the Sonic franchise, and probably the better 3D Sonic games that have been released since Sonic Generations. I would say it's worth it if you're a Sonic fan. Anybody else, not so much. Maybe wait for a price drop, but if you're looking for a fun Sonic game that do take it at a different direction, this is for you. And hopefully Sega, if they do continue to go with the Frontier formula and not try to reinvent the wheel again, hopefully they'll take the criticism from this game and improve it in the next sequel. Anyways, to the Killatia, signing off. Hope to see you next time.